Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much indeed for coming along tonight to this very exciting launch for the LOC, Leaders in Oncology Care, on our cookbook, Recipes for Life, Inspired Cooking Beyond Cancer. And as an oncologist working at the LOC, I'm very honored to be involved with this book. The LOC was established just 8 years ago. It's a private clinic, cancer clinic, and the purpose of the clinic was, first of all, of course, to provide the highest standard of cancer care and treatment that's available anywhere in the world. And that's not said flippantly. But uniquely, perhaps, we also focus entirely on the patient journey. Our purpose is to try and provide the best possible experience for a patient who is not having necessarily something that they would think is fun to do and something that they would want to do. And so we've tried to create a supportive environment, an environment which is encouraging and which helps people move forward. When we choose our staff, we don't just choose people who are well qualified, who have great experience. We choose people on the basis of their attitude. People have to be positive. People have to be encouraging. They have to make people who are at a vulnerable stage of their life, at a difficult phase of their life, feel encouraged, feel positive, and going forward. Part of what we do at the LOC is we have a program called Living Well. It's run by Dr. Michelle Kahn, who's here this evening, and that program is exactly what it says on the tin. It helps people to live well when they're diagnosed with cancer, when they're having treatment for cancer, when they've finished cancer treatment, and then when they are moving on and getting back to normal life. And it is hugely important and very much appreciated by our patients, by their families. And what people with cancer and their families often ask about is about food. What is the best thing for me to eat to help me get over cancer, to help me prevent it coming back? What do I do? There's plenty of information about that. You can go on the internet, and there are dozens of books about how to eat and how to eat healthily when you've got cancer. The problem is they all contradict each other. Some of them are sensible. Some of them are completely doolally. What they all have in common, or a great majority of them, is that they are boring. They are depressing. They tell you what you can't eat. You have to restrict yourself. You can't have fun things. So it's very difficult for people trying to do the best thing for themselves, people trying to do the best things for their husband or wife or children when they've got cancer. And so when Peter Marshall came to me and said, you know, what I do is I publish cookbooks. I would like to publish a fabulous cookbook for people with cancer. So I thought, well, great idea. But I said that, believing it's a great idea, but not necessarily believing it would actually happen. We all know that, you know, people come up with good ideas, they are enthusiastic, and 5 minutes later, they've forgotten about it. Well, it was obvious I didn't know Peter Marshall that well. Because once I said, great idea, let's do it, the next minute he involved Michelle Roux, and he and Michelle Roux had something in common. They'd both been at the LOC at the sharp end. They understood what it was about. They understood what it's like to be a cancer patient, to have this treatment, and to try and get back to normal life. And they went with enthusiasm. They got 10 of the leading chefs in the country to produce their favorite recipes, but not just to produce their favorite recipes, to do it using healthy ingredients. So we involved our fabulous dietitian, Kelly McCabe, who put together these ingredients, who kept the chefs tightly reined in to make sure that they did things that were healthy for cancer patients. So instead of having depressing, miserable things that you can eat when you've got cancer, you now have this amazing book with beautiful things to eat, things that are exciting, things that are fun, things that you really look forward to having, and you can do it and still feel healthy doing it. So we are enormously excited. Although this book is an LOC book, we are very hopeful that it is going to help cancer patients throughout this country and beyond. And I think it has a real chance of doing that. I have not seen another book about eating for cancer patients that's anything like it. And in truth, it's the same healthy diet that you would have if you had heart disease, if you had diabetes. There are many conditions which this would be very sensible for. And the advice in this book and these fabulous recipes will hopefully provide a bit of fun and enjoyment to many, many people. And I have to also say that 50% of the selling price of this book, and that is, I think, probably quite unique in publishing, goes to the Living Well charity at the LOC. So I want to just say how grateful I am to Peter Chapman, to Michelle Roux, to the fabulous 10 chefs, amazing chefs who have, with enthusiasm, put enormous effort into really doing this, feeling they're making a contribution, and they are. You guys have made a contribution to many people you will never meet who will benefit from the effort you've put in here. So thank you very much, and thank you again to all of you for coming this evening.